All right, welcome to day 2 of our section 9.3, looking at trigonometric functions on the unit circle. So the previous day we went through our unit circle and our 45, 45, 90, and our 30, 60, 90, all those angles, and we labeled them with our radians, our degrees, and then our coordinates. So on the following page of our notes is same circles, and hopefully you had a chance to practice all of those on your own, and if you didn't, then you should pause this video right now and take a minute and do some practicing of filling out all that same stuff on your own without looking, just to make sure you're really understanding it. So now we're going to look at how trigonometry can work on the unit circle, or how they are interacting with each other. So a quick review, our basic right triangle trigonometry that we've been using is the sine, cosine, and tangent. So we have our sine, cosine, and tangent, and we know that the sine is OH, which means opposite over hypotenuse, and the cosine is CAH, so cosine of theta is going to be A for adjacent over hypotenuse. And then our tangent, TOA, or TOA. Whoops, I just wrote TOA, meaning, can't write in talk, I think. So tangent of theta equals opposite over adjacent. So we're going to keep those in mind as we look at triangles on our unit circle. So underneath this one, we have a unit circle with a 30-degree angle. So if we were looking for the cosine, or sine, let's start with sine. The sine of the 30-degree angle, we would look for the opposite side, which would be 1/2, over the hypotenuse, which is the unit circle, so that equals 1. So that means the sine of 30 degrees is 1/2. And then we've got our cosine of 30 degrees, and that's going to be the adjacent side, which is root 3 over 2, over the hypotenuse, which is 1. So the cosine is root 3 over 2. The cosine of 30 is root 3 over 2. Well, notice that the cosine is the first coordinate of our coordinate of our point, and then the sine is the second part of our coordinate. So that, hopefully we notice that this x coordinate is the cosine, and the y coordinate is our sine. Isn't that alphabetical order too? Like cosine is C, starts with a C, sine starts with an S. And if you put them in alphabetical order, cosine would come first, and then sine would come second. Just like x and y is in alphabetical order. Just something to think about. Okay, let's look at our 60-degree angle. Maybe that was just a special little thing. Let's go, well, I'm going to start with cosine first this time, just if we're going to go alphabetical order. So cosine of 60, so here's our 60-degree angle. The adjacent is the 1/2 this time, and hypotenuse is still 1 because unit circle, hypotenuse is 1. So our cosine of 60 is 1/2, and then our sine of 60, that's going to be opposite, and the opposite is the root 3 over 2 over the hypotenuse, which is 1. So our sine is root 3 over 2. And look at our ordered pair, so same thing again. The cosine is the 1/2, so cosine of 60 comes first, and then the sine of 60 is the root 3 over 2. Well, let's try it one more time. Let's go with 45, 45. Let's stick with the cosine first. So the cosine of 45 degrees, adjacent, which is root 2 over 2, over hypotenuse, which is 1 still. So our cosine is root 2 over 2. Sine of 60, that's going to be opposite. So that's also root 2 over 2 divided by the hypotenuse, which is 1. And we get root 2 over 2. I love our 45-degree angles. They're so easy to remember because they're both square root of 2 over 2. You can't go wrong. So our cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2, and the sine of 45 is root 2 over 2. Nice. So then we've got our tangent. That's our third trig function that we are focusing on. And tangent, remember, is the opposite over adjacent. And in the unit circle, like if we look at this triangle right above with the 45 degrees, that's going to be root 2 over 2, and the adjacent is next to it, and it's also root 2 over 2. So I guess that's not exciting. Let's look up at the 60-degree triangle. If we look at the opposite side in the 60-degree triangle, notice that's the root 3 over 2, which was the sine. So the opposite is actually the same as the sine. And then the adjacent was the 1/2, which is also the cosine. So another cool thing about tangent is that it's the sine divided by the cosine. That also follows into, remember when we were in Algebra 1 and probably geometry, we would talk about rise over run. And then if you look at your unit circle, the rise is the part that goes up. That's your y value, which is also your sine. And then the run is the part as we go to the left or to the right, which is our cosine and our x. So all these ratios are connected to each other. The tangent is opposite of adjacent. It's also sine over cosine, rise over run, y over x. So versatile. Trig is awesome. Next to pi in the unit circle. Okay, so let's just do some practicing, interacting with our unit circle, as well as thinking about sine, cosine, and tangent. And I want you to notice at the end of the notes there's already a filled in unit circle, so you can use that as well. But make sure that you are trying to practice as much as you can with the unit circle, because you'll need it for sure in your future. Moving on. Okay, we're going to look at our unit circle, and so you can, like, I don't know, turn back to one of the ones that you've filled in, or look at the last page of these notes. And we're going to find the sine of 30 degrees. So you would want to look for 30 degrees on your unit circle. And then the sine, remember, is opposite over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is just 1. So opposite of 30 degrees, or your y value of your coordinate point, is going to be 1/2. So the sine of 30 degrees is 1/2. And we're doing this exact values. That's one thing to make sure you're paying attention to, especially calculator fiends. These should be done without a calculator, just using your unit circle. If we were looking at the cosine of 30 degrees, remember that's your run or your x value, or the adjacent to the 30-degree angle, and that's root 3 over 2 on our unit circle. Tangent is a little bit more exciting. We're going to take our sine, which is 1/2, and we're going to divide it by the cosine, which is root 3 over 2. So that's opposite over adjacent. If you want to go with your SOHCAHTOA. And we've got fractions going on here, so I'm going to rewrite this as 1/2 times the reciprocal of root 3 over 2. Remember how we multiply by the reciprocal when we're multiplying and dividing fractions? And then we multiply straight across, and we get root 3. Oops, dang it. I forgot to multiply by my reciprocal. I was saying it. I'm sure you guys wrote it down properly. So the reciprocal would be 2 over root 3. So silly of me. And then we can divide the 2's out, and we get 1 over square root of 3. Illegal math. Can't leave it that way, so we're going to multiply by root 3 over 3. And we're going to get the square root of 3 over root 3 times root 3 is root 9. Square root of 9 is 3. All that to find the tangent. All right, sine of negative 45. Remember, negative angles go clockwise, so we're going to go below the x-axis. The sine is the second, the y-coordinate, and that's going to be negative square root of 2 over 2. Because below the x-axis. Cosine, same angle, so we're going to look at the x-coordinate, which would be positive root 2 over 2. The tangent, we're going to take our sine, and we're going to divide it by our cosine. They are the exact same fraction, but one is negative. So if you divide something by itself, you're going to get a negative 1 in this case, because one's negative. Uh, 420. So this way you're going to, remember you're going to go counterclockwise. You have to go all the way around the circle once. And then how much past 360 is 420? Looks like 60 degrees. So then we're actually looking at our 60-degree angle. And the sine, remember, is the y-coordinate, so that's going to be root 3 over 2. The cosine is going to be the x-coordinate, it's going to be 1/2. And then we're going to divide those. So sine divided by cosine. So root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2, which is the same as root 3 over 2 times the reciprocal. I actually flipped it properly this time. And then we can divide out our 2's, and we get just the square root of 3. This time we didn't have to rationalize any denominators. So boring. Not as exciting. It's also the reciprocal of the tangent of 30. Do you guys notice that? So many connections. Okay, now we're going to switch over to some radians. Remember, you can always pause the video, try all these on your own, and then check it with us. Check it with me. I wish we were all together. Sine of pi over 3. So pi over 3, you got to find on your unit circle, and that's the same as the 60-degree angle, so the sine is going to be root 3 over 2. The cosine of that same angle is 1/2. The tangent, we just did this, is, if you look right up above, is going to be the square root of 3. So I'm going to skip all the work, the fun work, knowing that we just divided these two. Sine of negative 3 pi over 4. Remember, that's going clockwise. And the pi over 4 is like the 45 degrees. So count 3 around in the clockwise position. The sine is going to be your y-coordinate, which is positive root 2 over 2. The cosine is your x-coordinate, which is negative root 2 over 2. The tangent is dividing those, sine divided by cosine. Same number, but one's negative, so you get a negative 1. Then we're at 5 pi over 3. This is a positive, but you're going to have to count 5 pi over 3. So I would start with the first pi over 3, which is at the 60 degree. So every 60 degrees counts as 1 pi over 3. So count around your unit circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it should be in the fourth quadrant. So your sine is your y coordinate, so negative root 3 over 2. And your cosine is your x coordinate, which is 1/2. Tangent of those is dividing the sine by the cosine, which we've done before, but we'll practice it again. So negative root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2, which is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, so I'm going to flip and multiply. Divide out my 2's, and I get negative square root of 3. I hope you even enjoyed our time together with trigonometry and the unit circle. Don't forget to do the practice assignment, page 482, 9 through 14. And remember, you're only doing sine, cosine, and tangent. You can ignore the part of the big ideas that says all 6 trig functions. And then 23, 24, 26, 27, 29, 31, 41, and then 49 and 50 are review, because it's been a really long time since we've done some polynomials. You want to get you ready for possible final exam for those RCC people, as well as it doesn't ever hurt to remember what we've done in the past, because you're going to need it again next year. So please remember, if you have any questions, I'm here for you, sitting around waiting for you to meet me on Google. And then the next page of the notes is our filled in unit circle. And you can print this one off, or you can look on embeddedmath.com as the website that shows below. So this has got it all filled in, and normally you would be memorizing this. So here you go, another little gift for you. Anyway, I miss you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope to see you soon. Have a great week.